I'm having vivid imaginations like I do. Do you think about some things and you're wondering, things that are like, are you sure I should be thinking about this? For example, what if God is not real? What if? It's a big what if. But hear me out. Hi, how are you doing? Happy Friday. Happy New Month to the month of March. I hope you march upon every plan the enemy is with. Select March. I wanted to rhyme. I hope that rhymed. Okay, so sorry about that. So have you ever thought about something that are like, okay, are you sure? I'm not beginning to blaspheme. Okay, so I was wondering, hear me out. If God is not real, what would I do? Maybe, for example, I die and get to the firmament, no heaven now. And then I just discovered that the whole God thing, the whole Christianity is a fluke. What would I do? How does it even sound? Where is going to be? Where am I going to be convinced? So the question is, how convinced of your salvation are you? Why are you serving God? That is what this what if is supposed to spoil in you actually. Why Jesus? Why Jesus? Why are you doing this Jesus thing? Why you doing the Jesus thing there? That is the what if for me. That is the question that the what if is supposed to answer. So I'm just going to talk about myself. I don't know about you, and I really hope that this conversation spurs you thinking and spurs you to a place of actually laying it all down before God. To God and, see the loopholes in your journey. Come with me. So, what would I do if I discover that God isn't real? How convinced of my salvation am I? Well, for one, if anybody ever tells me that, or maybe I die and suddenly I'm just hearing something like, God is not real, it was fake, the first thing I'm going to say is, you mean all those times where God came through for me at that moment? You mean all those times where it seems like everything was hopeless? You mean all those testimonies, all those miracles were all fluke too? Or was it some coincidence and luck? So yes, if you don't have anything backing up your salvation, if you don't have anything to hold on to be like, God is real, I've seen God, I've touched God, I enjoyed the things that God has blessed to my heart, I know God is real, then maybe you need to think about the salvation again. Because, it means that someone can sit you down and have a 30 minutes conversation with you about why God is a fluke, and you begin to think about that maybe God is truly real. They have to be something to hold on to. There have to be a conviction that no, this is not fake. I didn't misfeel this. It wasn't a thing of my mind to get. For me, if somebody asked me why Jesus, hey, that's a big question though. I'm just going to be like, well, Jesus saved my life. I know the kind of person I used to be. I know the kind of person I am growing to be right now. I know the kind of person, the kind of life I have lived reckless. Let's not start to talk about the fact that most pastors' kids, everybody just automatically feel like, oh, they lived a perfect life. Lie, irony. Let me just tell you the truth. It's a lie. Barely will you see a pastor's kid that was perfect all their life. They've tried some things. The funny thing is, we tend to try more because we are like, why are you boxing me in? Why are you stressing me? Your secret is the testimony on the altar. See, one day we'll talk about pastor's kids, not today. So, I have a lot of things that I am dabbled into just for trying sake. It's not even because I wanted to, or maybe I was tempted or peer pressure. See, it is one thing I noticed in my life is that I am really pressured by my peers. Anything I want to do, I did it because I want to, but the pressure don't see. I used to think things through. I can't be like, I'm very meticulous when it comes to that. I'm like, what's the true outcome? Okay, let me just do it. Not okay. That's not me. I apologize. God to forgive. So basically, God to forgive me. So for me, why Jesus? Why Jesus is not a question of, oh, I was born into a Christian family. Christian family day. Oh God. You know what we've done? It's a matter of Christian family. It's not a matter of, oh, my dad is a pastor. It's not a matter of, oh, I've been in church all through my life. It's not a matter of when we are growing up, when they give us 200 naira as gifts, that says you pay 20 naira to God. It wasn't a matter of all of those. Why Jesus for me? I think I met with Jesus, and I think I began to see that, oh, this Jesus, this salvation story, this God is not a matter of just going to church on Sunday. I think that was in the year 2022. Yes, I'm serious. And people be like, so what have you been doing on days of your life? You don't want to know. You don't want to know. I was always going to church and cleaning my Bible on Sunday. I was just there. And for me, I want to say that the progress has been fast. But then, so has my conversion. So somebody cannot just come to me and be like, why Jesus? I'm not serving Jesus because it's an emotional thing to do. I'm not serving Jesus because more people are talking about Jesus and I just want to, feel among. So what if God is not real? What if? It's a big what if. But think about it. What's your convention like? I've shared mine. It might not be detailed into two, but you get the hang of it. I want you to think deep about it. I want you to make it resonate with you. Ask yourself the question, what if? Just maybe someone says, or say you sit down with an atheist and the person managed to bring us scientific proofs that the universe was created in the spark of a light, not knowing that God said let there be light anyways, but it's okay. It's a big what if. Where's your conviction at? What? Why are you still serving God? Why Jesus? People say that the proof of our love. No, even the Bible says it. And I've heard a lot of people say it's got that. So the proof of our love for God is through our service. It's through our service. It's through our actions. It's through our life. That's the proof of our love for God. We can't give him money. We can't write him a love note. You can't be like me, I write God a love note, but then, the proof of our love for God is ourselves, our lifestyle. Why are you living the way you are living? Why did so much consecration? Why did living of some things behind? Why did, I don't know. Sometimes we see this Christianity thing as something uptight. It is uptight because by the time you begin to have some consecration, when you move with God a bit, you see that you're not living a normal life. You have to drop something. So yes, it is uptight. Let me tell you the truth. It is very much that. Because by the time you begin to leave some things, you begin to feel like, am I too serious? Is it that my room is too much? You get? So yes, it is uptight. It is a very serious thing. So why all of this? Why are you doing it? Is it because, your mom used to pray for you when you were younger? Is it because, I've always grown in the church? Why are you doing everything you're doing? How convinced of your salvation are you? Look at the past. Look at the things you used to do. Look at the growth. What's the difference? There's no difference between what you used to do before and what you're doing right now. I think you really need to think about what you're doing, why salvation, and why you are still here anyways. Because, I'm not going to call it flavor with anybody today. We enjoyed ourselves last Friday, talking about a movie. But today, let's be sincere with ourselves. What are we doing? How convinced of your salvation are you? Why are you still serving God? You see, I'm repeating the same thing and you're like, okay, it's because I don't have anything to say to you. I want you to think about it. I want you to say it to yourself. Why am I still serving God? Why Jesus? It's a simple question, but when you want to answer it, you discover that it's not as simple as it sounds. Why Jesus? Two sentences. So what rather? Why Jesus? Start to answer it, then you see how difficult the question might prove to be. Because you begin to say some things that you've left out on the way of being flexible, a Gen Z believer. Yes, we are Gen Z believers because, of course, our generation is Gen Z. I want to clear up something that people think that Gen Z means sports, Gen Z means, people that value their mental health more or something. Gen Z is just the name of this generation from 2000. So, whatever you want to think. There are a lot of things associated to it. But Gen Z is a hard generation starting from 2000. Our parents are millennials. So, they are the baby boom. There are a lot of generational names like that. And ours is Gen Z. So, when I say Gen Z believer, it doesn't mean that there are those people that just go to church to flex, to sing, aye, or something. It's just the name of our generation. Moving on. As a Gen Z believer, as a believer of this new age and generation, why Jesus? I feel like a lot of people are jumping onto the Jesus trend because it's becoming a flex. Oh, I can cover my hair. Oh, of course I'm a believer. I go to church on Sunday. Of course I'm a believer. I don't wear this. Of course I'm a believer. I don't attend to parties. Are you sure it's not about the flexing and it's not about the things that you've left down? The what if question should spur you back to how convinced of your salvation you are. Why are you still doing all of this? Why? Is it because you know that some people are going to say, oh, there was one time this person was so serious and now this person was like this? Are you sure this person has not lost their salvation? If it comes to worst, let them think you've lost it. Pick it back up from where you missed it and then continue. It will be very dangerous to live a lie. It will be very dangerous to live a lie. It will be very, very dangerous to discover that all of this was just a fake. So that the what if is no longer, is God real? The what if is, are you real? The what if is, are you real with God? Because God is real. You know it, I know it, that God is real. So are you being real with God? Are you truly who you claim to be? You know, I'm just saying, what do I know? But then, sincerely, it's a serious conversation we need to have with ourselves sometimes. These are vulnerable conversations we have with ourselves. These are conversations that spur you to action. I just don't want you to start a new month the same way you've been starting. I just want you to continue the same way you've been doing it for years. It's a new month. What if you're not being real with God? Because God is real. What if... So there's a loophole in your salvation story because actually you've not really changed from the past and your present is still looking like your throwback is still looking like your fresh picture. Why? So the what if is, what if I'm not really real with God? What if God doesn't recognize me as a child? Now the answer to that is what will make you know if you're being real with God. The answer to that is what you think, okay, because God blesses you, because things come true for you, it means that God recognizes you as a child? Are there instructions God can trust you with? Are there things God can say, oh, I trust testimony, she can do it? Can God do that? I want you to ask yourself the big what if question today and see how much you can answer the question. God is helping us all. God is giving us strength. In this generation, we need to tell ourselves the truth, and at the same time, we need to embrace it. If God has want to hear the truth, let's embrace the truth. So, here is the what if question. I hope you're able to answer the what if question sincerely with yourself. Alright, that'll be all for today. See you next week. You're listening to the voice of many, and this is Testimony, your host. Adios.